It's not working for some reason. What's going on? You are like, oh, it's not working. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I see you. I see that some people have been waiting on YouTube. I didn't realize. I didn't realize I wasn't live. See, that's what happens when you try new things. I will quickly recap why this happened. It's because I'm using a new software that is streaming on both my group on Facebook and YouTube, and basically I have to separately start the stream on Facebook and YouTube and start the stream on the software that I'm using. So I didn't realize I was testing it all day yesterday or the day before, and it was working fine. But apparently, when it's a scheduled event, it works differently. Anyway, I'm sorry that you guys missed the first section. I just wanted to say a quick hi to Anna, I think that's Anna, or AL, whoever that is, and Sarah that are watching on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, just make you can comment and I'll see your chats. And basically, I was just saying about my updating about my life and what I've been up to. Right, so Tanya is saying Rhys course is on shenanigans. That's what I do. That's what I do. I do tend to do that. It's true. And what else? Yeah, so planning the holidays and hoping to go away for a few days in June, where it's when it's Alex's birthday. And what else? What else? Oh, it is. I saw it. I saw it a few days ago, and I was like, oh yes, I need to go and get one because if it's like National Day, International Day, then I need to have one on the screen. It's International Day Bubble Tea Day, so I wanted to get a bubble tea and drink it during the live, but it's Sunday, everything's closed early, and I didn't want to get it too early in the afternoon and then put it in the fridge because then it would taste awful. But yeah, anyway, so I've got this one. I've got this bubble tea. I hope it's a good supplement. And it was a gift from Anka actually last year when after she read Mother Parker, and I absolutely love it. I've been trying to get him a friend, but it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, this is my bubble tea for International Bubble Tea Day. And what else? Sarah says, lol, no worries about the delay. Yes, bubble tea for the win. Yes, bubble tea. I do have taro milk at home, taro tea at home, but I I was too stressed about the live to make one, and I don't have any tapioca or any pearls or any bubbles or whatever, so I decided not to do any. And also, I just had my fruit smoothie for the evening, so I didn't want to add unnecessary sugar to my diet. I don't know if any of you know, but I talked about it in one of my newsletters. Basically, I have started looking after my health a little bit, and especially what I eat, what I put into my body, because last year I did a biopsy for my liver, and we found out that I have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So I had to, kind of be proactive about it because the healthcare in this country is lovely, but at the same time, it's very slow. I'm still waiting for my autism, what's it called? Autism assessment with the NHS, and that started all over a year ago. And when I inquired about it, they said it's going to be probably another year. So, I'm whatever. But when I found out about my disease, my fatty liver disease, I had to do something, and I had to be proactive about it because I couldn't really afford to wait. So I started seeing a nutritionist, and we've been going over my diet. I've been keeping a food diary, which is so fucking hard, but I've managed to do it regardless. And yeah, and then I've reduced the sugars that I consume a lot. I've started eating a lot more fruit and vegetables, especially with my breakfast and like with the main meals, and all that stuff, all the good jazz, and it's working. It's Jax is saying, I've never had bubble tea. We need to try one. We need to try one together when we meet. I'll bring you one. And Sarah says, our healthcare system here in the States is pretty awful. Yeah, I know. I'm very much aware, unfortunately. It's not fun. Tanya says, ooh, so now you can help me and Lisa with what? I might be missing something for context here. Anyway, so we're here for a Q&A and I've done enough talking. So if you have any cues, I can A them. So yeah, if you've got any questions about me, about Loki, which I've got right here, or about any of my books, my writing, or anything, just drop them in the comments or of wherever you're watching, and I'll do my best to answer them. Raven says, I've never had bubble tea either. You guys, you're missing out. There's so many options. There's so many flavors. There's so many combinations. There's like milk teas, there's fruit teas, and there's like more, I don't know if they're like, yeah, adventurous, I guess. But they're also, there's also like coffee bubble tea. And if you don't like the bubbles, like basically the tapioca or the, what are they called? Boba in your drink, you can do without them and just have a milky iced tea, which is lovely, or a fruit tea. It's lovely. I mean, everyone that has tried it with me has liked it. So, I'm just saying. Raven says, "Are you a planner or a pantser?" I am a planner. I plan a lot. So, how it usually, I mean, I outline all of my books. What happens, however, is I've realized it used to happen to me, and I kept thinking I'm doing something wrong, or I would get into the mid book slump and think that I'm not doing things right. But then I realized that what was happening was, even though I outline a plot, a lot of my books also take place, develop in here, and it takes a while for them to grow and develop. So while I'm writing the first half, the second half is when it develops. So maybe I have a rough plan, or maybe I know where I'm going with the second half, but sometimes I'll have to stop and rethink where I'm going because things have changed. The characters have told me they're different. So that's what happens basically. And I realized that, I think it was, and that's Oscar snoring, by the way. He's so funny. And I realized that shortly after my burnout and after taking some courses, doing some coaching with Becca Syme, and I figured out what my strengths are and like how to use them to my advantage. So then after that, I started, even though sometimes I still outline the whole book, but most times I outline the first half and roughly outline the second half. And once I get more into the story and more into the characters, I go back to the outline and outline the second half. I hope that makes sense. I'm a meticulous plotter though. Like, maybe it changes while I'm writing, but I'm a serious plotter. And I do allow myself to go off the rails sometimes, but I can't work unless I have a plan. And if you look at my mood boards, because I have mood boards for all my books, which is something I started after my burnout, I've got this whole file on Maybury Home, and all the businesses, all the characters, any side characters that have appeared in books and what their story is, and like pictures for inspiration. And I've got another folder full of things for demon gods, and I've put all the stuff from Cursed Huts in it because it's obviously in the same world. And it's like, it helps because it was all there in there, and my memory is awful. But I fear that one day someone will look at those files and be like, I am so lost. Anyway, that was my very long way to answer your question that yes, I am a plotter. Jacqueline says, I have questions, bring them on. Lisa says, Tanya, if you actually go, then I'll try bubble tea. Yes, yes, we'll try bubble tea all together. We'll have a GRL bubble tea session. We've got Sarah saying, Loki in his master is my next read and after my current read. Perfect. I hope you enjoy. Anka says, which part of Polish folklore did you like best? Well, I got in trouble for that. Someone on, I know I shouldn't, but someone on Goodreads said that's not Polish folklore, that's Slavic folklore, and I'm like, yeah, I know that. Obviously, I made a mistake there, but I know it's Slavic folklore. But I focused on what's more Polish because of who Tomasz is. What did I like the most? I really like as soon as I started reading about septunes. Obviously, septune. I don't know if, as far as I remember, there is no such thing. I had to ask Anka what would the male version be called. Basically, septuchas. I was as soon as I read that, I was like, oh, that's so interesting. Like, and I think which septucha means like a whisperer. It's basically direct translation, I think, and so Tomasz is a whisperer. He can whisper things and make them come true, and basically spells or whatever. But he can't harm people because in Slavic folklore they are healers, or I think maybe in particular Polish folklore. But correct me if I'm wrong, Anka. They are healers that can whisper prayers and heal people. And I know that like there's lots of cultures around the world that also have that mythology, that not mythology, that folkloric bit, that folkloric can't find the words. You know what I mean? Like I think we have it in Greek as well. Joe, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Or there are people. I don't know. It's very weird. I have heard of people like of healers, and I think every culture has some sort of healer that has gone into like into their folklore, and there's like some people that practice it, but like not many people believe it, and those who believe, like things like that. And I'm I'm a Reiki level 2 master, I think. I can't remember. It's been so long. So I've always been interested in like the healing side, in the healing energies and all that stuff. So as soon as I read about Septuchas, I was like, oh, I found my witch's powers. So I knew that Tomasz was going to be a Septune, a whisperer, and it opened up of a whole world of mythology for me, because we in school we never really learned about Slavic folklore. At least as far as I'm aware, I never remember learning anything about Slavic folklore, or myth and mythology, and it actually made me want to go in and like start picking things and seeing what's there, because I think there's so much that's ripe for interpretation and for exploration. So it is exciting, and after I finished Loki and his master, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the last Septune I write, or the last Polish character I write. So yeah, I think that was my favorite bit, and I hope that answers your question. Anna says bubble tea is awesome. Yes, bubble tea is awesome. And let me catch up with the rest. Tapioca pearls. I'm not sure what that's referring to, but yes, that's my favorite topping. Although if you have a fruit bubble tea, I quite like the bursting boba you can get, which is basically juice in little bubbles that bursts in your mouth. And I think there's one combo that has actually made it into Mother Parker, which is the winter melon bubble tea with apple boba, which is chef's kiss. Joe, sorry for my silly questions, but I'll ask anyway. Is your Loki the same character that appears in Marvel's streaming series? No, Loki from Marvel. The Marvel series is the IP of Marvel, so I can't really use him. Basically, he's inspired from the Norse god of mythology. And obviously, there's some influences from the Loki from Marvel, like the color green, a lot of it. And I think the reason why I use the green in the cover is because everyone has associated Loki with the color green. So I thought if I went with a different color, it wouldn't really pop. So that's probably, I don't know if it's clever, but it's marketing for me, a little marketing thing that I tried. And yeah, so everything I tried not to influence myself too much from what Loki from Marvel is doing or has done, and tried to focus on the mythology of Loki, who he was as a god. That's why we're introduced to some other characters that are related to him, and the way his powers work, what kind of powers he has. And when I was doing my research, a lot of the stuff I started from his name because no one really knows what exactly his name means. But then some were saying that it's got to do with binds and locks and like locks and being bound, and others thought it has the meaning of fire, things like that. So I think as soon as I started seeing those interpretations, I was like, okay, I know what my Loki is and what he looks like and what he's going to be like. I didn't know exactly how the binding is going to play into it. I was going to make it so that Thomas is bound to Loki, and but obviously they're bound to each other, but it ended up being Loki being bound to Thomas because he has to do what Thomas tells him to. He's Loki's master. It's not the other way around. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Jacqueline asks, will Drew or Finn from Loki be getting books? Well, as you already know, Sandro is getting his book, and it's the next one. It's Hades and his Witch. And then after that, it will be Drew who's getting his book with another god. Who I know who he is. I kind of know what the story is going to be about, but I still need to figure out the logistics of it and like the story in general. But I think you're really going to enjoy Drew. I was very reluctant to give him the power that he has, which is freezing time, because it's my favorite power, but at the same time, it's a very strong power to have for anyone. And then I found a loophole of how to make it work, and I can't wait to share it with you guys when we get to his book, because I don't think you'll find out in Hades. You're going to find out in his book. And as for Finn, I'm still making plans. I don't know if he's going to get his book in this series, or if he's going to get a spin-off series, or what, basically. So we'll see. I don't know yet. But yes, he's going to get a story. I don't know when or where, but he is. Sarah says, sometimes I get a bubble tea without tapioca pearls. Others I get with them. Yeah, it's really, you really don't have to have the tapioca to have it. I know it's very popular in a lot of Asia, and they just have it without tapioca or any kind of pearls. They just have milky tea, and it's very popular. So yeah, if you don't like the bits, you can do without them. Tanya's asking, is that page 1 from How to Catch a Prince by Anna Ashley behind you? Yes, thank you for noticing. That is the first page of How to Catch a Prince. An amazing book, if I may say so myself. Obviously, I didn't write it, but I am proud of that book. Yeah, it is. And she gave it to me when she came, I want to say in Christmas. I've already lost track of time. And there's Anna answering the question too. Anka's moved from YouTube to Facebook. I hope not because the stream was bad or anything. What? What's the deep dive? What have I missed? Wait. Okay. Right. So Anka says very close. Sept is Polish word for whisper, so it comes from that. I don't know. I read somewhere that there is a known group of people that call themselves Septuchas, and that's supposed to be their power. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe my research was wrong. I tried to verify things, but it was really hard. And I assume it's because I don't speak Polish, so I can't actually research or any kind of Eastern European language to actually read the stuff that is there. And I find it with a lot of Greek stuff as well. If I try and look up stuff, and if I didn't know Greek, I would be fucked because a lot of the stuff that's out there in English is not accurate as far as I know. Even things like researching a name, Greek names. Sometimes I will go into lists even though I know Greek names because I can't think of anything other than some certain names that I like, and I find names on there that are not like, yes, they're Greek words, but we don't use them as names. But anyway, like Cosmo. Cosmo is not a Greek name. It means world, but it's not a Greek name. Like, no one I know is called Cosmo. They're called Cosmas, which is different, but Cosmo, no. Tanya, always supporting his BFF. Always, I have to. Anchor, we don't either. I'm not sure what that's referring to, but it's okay. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as such for you. Will experience buffering. Oh, I hope you guys, if you're watching from YouTube, are you having issues? Please let me know, because YouTube is telling me it's not very good, the connection. So I hope that's not true. Anka says, we get a deep dive into Catholic religion, but the pagan rites and beliefs plus most of the folklore are meticulously overlooked at schools. Yeah, I can see that happening. Who will tell us more about these not last sept characters? I don't know yet. I haven't thought of anyone or anything, but I do know that I want to try a different Septune character or Septucha or whatever. So basically a whisperer, like Tomas, because I really enjoyed writing his gifts and how he uses them. Oh, excuse me. Vanya has just joined us. Sorry for the delay. That's okay. Thank you for joining us, Vanya. Sarah is saying, yes, sometimes there is an issue with the stream, but it doesn't last long. Okay. I apologize. It's my internet company is absolute shite. It comes with a building that we live in. I can't change it. And basically, I think they are trying to get me to pay more money. So I pay my building. When I pay my rent, I pay for my Wi-Fi as well. And then the company that provides the Wi-Fi says you can get free up to 100 megabps, or you can pay more, 25 pounds more to get faster connection. And I'm like, and pay directly to them. And I'm like, I'm not paying more for you. You need to sort it out. So yeah, that's what I need. That's my frustration. Anyway, hopefully get sorted soon. Or some heads will be chopped. Tanya, because the church doesn't want that. Yeah. I think a lot of Eastern European countries, Greece included, don't have a separation of church and state, so it becomes a bit of a, they are what are they called? Church states? Are they called church states? I can't remember. But yeah. Obviously, Jacqueline says, yes, true. Gotta go water the veggies before it gets dark. Back in a mo. Okay, little green witch. Jacqueline, I'm so happy now. Oh, I'm glad you're happy. I'm happy you're happy. Sarah says, yeah, sometimes... sorry, I need to go. That's okay, Sarah. See you later. You can catch the stream later as well. I wanted in on the chat. Gosh, I'm so behind. I'm excited for Hades. He's so misunderstood. Absolutely, he is misunderstood, and I can't wait to tell you his story and Sandro's and how they all come together. It's going to be exciting. So that was my plan my plan was to finish Hades in March. That didn't happen, unfortunately. So now I have to. But I need to. I need to start it because I need to finish it. I want to finish it in May and hopefully get it out there as soon as possible because it's going to be such an amazing book. From a storytelling perspective, maybe, who knows? Anyway. Anka says, you were spot on. It just meant that the name Septucha came from the word sept. Yeah. and that's where the connection whispers come from. Yeah, no, okay, perfect. Jack says theocracy. Yes, and yeah, that is the word. Although I'm pretty sure there's another word, but anyway, it doesn't matter. There is, and I had a book idea for a while now. I think it's kind of written and kind of not. It's a long story that has got to do with a theocratic world, that's post-apocalyptic world, not post-apocalyptic, dystopian world, and how magic plays into it. But I don't think that's going to happen for a while, even though it's kind of written and kind of not. Jacqueline says, will we get more Caleb and Wade in the future? Short answer, yes. Long answer, So there is going to be another novelette or short story, like Cursed Night. And it's going to hopefully be out this year. My writing plans have already kind of gone downhill, as I've explained. Which is fine, because I always start the year with very high hopes and quite energetic, and then obviously life happens and I realize that I can't just do this non-stop. And some people can write non-stop and they're like machines that way, their brains work that way, but mine doesn't, and it needs breathing room between books and breathing room between writing days and stuff like that. So yeah. So basically, I was supposed to be finished with the third book in the series, Drew's story, this month. That was my plan originally when I was planning this year ahead. And then jump into the next book in the series of the next book in Maybury, and then some other stuff. But I don't know what's going to happen now. And also, I had another idea for a new series or standalones or whatever, and now I'm like, okay, so get in line. Tanya says, what am I reading next by you? I believe Hades, but it's not even written yet. I'm going to be starting, I want to say next week. No, I will say next week. And I'm hoping to do some dictation for the first time in forever. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea. I'll let you know. But yeah, I will be trying that and see what happens. And hoping that I can write it faster that way. But we'll see. Jax, there is, I just can't think of it. There is another word. Yeah, I can't think of it either. Anka says, I love dystopian stories. Me too. And I haven't read any in a while, which is a shame, but that's okay. I've got so many lovely books to read and write and all that, so that's okay. Any other questions? Has anyone got anything else to ask me? It doesn't have to be about Loki, it can be about anything, by the way. Jax, I need you to answer my question. Does the dad get a story? I don't know if you saw my comment. Where are we? Any other questions? Just pop them in the comments. Oh, what's wrong with me? In the comments, and I'll answer them for you. See, that's what happens when I dictate. I say, instead of comma, which you have to dictate, otherwise it doesn't do it. I say coma, and then my silly transcription program doesn't understand it, so I have to teach it that comma means that coma means comma, because my stupid little brain can't say comma. I don't know why, especially when I'm dictating. I can say it when I'm focusing. But yeah, Jax is saying no. I mean, that's a crime, unless he gets someone at the end of, in this book that I'm reading. But otherwise, it's such a crime to build him up like that and not give him a story. Anyway, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I am ARC reading Jax's new release, because it's set in Greece, and she's got a very interesting father and son relationship, and the father is a lonely widow that needs to find his love, his happy ever after. I'm just saying, not pushing, but just saying. Okay, he gets someone. Perfect. That's fine. That's all I needed to know. What else? Any more questions? If not, I can move on to other things. So I think Rhys will be happy, Jax. So yeah, what Tanya asked what I'm working on next, what she'll be reading next, and which obviously brings me to the whole what am I working on for the rest of the year and things like that. So like I said, I'm going to start writing Hades next week, and I'm super excited. It's shaped up to be an interesting story, and I think you'll find some very interesting characters in there as well, which is funny because every time I write a book, I'm like, I'm going to try and avoid new characters, new side characters, because obviously I will need to tell their story. But then I can't, when I plan and outline, I know I need more people, and I like writing scenes where friends interact and family interact, so I can't not write these characters. And then I end up screwed anyway because I have to write their stories after, which is how I end up with such an interconnected world. But yeah, so you'll get to meet, obviously Sandra, you've met already, and you get to meet Hades and some other interesting characters who may or may not have a future in my worlds. I can't really say who they are without giving anything away, without spoilers, so I'm not. After that, the idea is that I will go on to write book 3 in the series. However, I don't know if I will write it straight away or if I will take a little break from that series and write another Maybury book. I think I'll try to stick to the 3rd book. I'm trying really hard not to say the title, or the character that is named after. So the idea is that I'm going to write Hades, then I'm going to write the 3rd book, and then I'm going to either write I need to think about it, either the 5th book in Maybury Home, or a standalone contemporary, or I can't remember what I've promised Janet. It might be that I've promised her another Caleb and Wade book or short story. So it might be that, which is going to be a short, so I think I can wing it in between projects. So yeah, those 3. And what else? So there is, I do for sure want to write the 5th book of Maybury Home this year, and I also want to write Cole's story this year, the Christmas story. Cole is from the Holiday Experiment, as you know, and he's Carson's brother, so he needs to get his happy ever after. And I've got an interesting idea for it. I don't have a story for it yet, but an interesting idea, and I'm looking forward to diving into the book, not diving into the story more than anything. But I also want to write this standalone that maybe a series, maybe not, because it's a new contemporary book that I've come up with, and I want to write it. But then again, I want to write so many more books. And I want to write the 6th book of Maybury Home, so I don't know how I'll fit them all together this year. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see what happens and how it happens, but I'm not stressing. My other plans for this year are translations. So I have contracted a French translator to start translating A Proper Education, and it's so exciting because I didn't think I would jump into other foreign translations for a while. But what do you know? I have. And so proper education is being translated. This year, what else? I've got Maybury Home is also being translated, which is something I wasn't going to do until Cedarwood Beach was ready. But due to clashes and like schedule clashes and stuff like that, and translator availability, I was like, you know what, I'll just start it, because otherwise I might be waiting 2 years to get a translator. And then I am in talks with some Italian translators to start with a proper education as well. So yeah, that's happening. The other thing we're doing with audiobooks this year is, another thing I'm doing this year is audiobooks, which Janet is helping me with. She's the one producing them for me, and does all the hard work. I just put them all together and upload them on YouTube. She does the hard work. And that's a project that I'm passionate about this year. And John is at the moment working on Loki as well. So hopefully Loki will be coming out soon in audio. So you won't have to wait too long for that. I'm also considering going wide with some of my books and some of my series. But I'd like to have different covers for them, I think, or I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this part out, so we'll see what happens. Sarah B, just found on mobile does not work. Replying on tablet, YouTube. You kindly answered. Also, Jason Jaguar. Sarah B, just found on mobile does not work. Replying on tablet, YouTube. Kindly answered. Maddox Asher. Also, Jason Jaguar. I love you. Ah, okay. I think I got it. Janet's amazing. Yes, she is. And I wouldn't be doing a lot of the things I'm doing this year without her. So she's been incredible help. And friend as well. What else am I doing this year? I'm hoping to do some special editions, which brings me to Kickstarter, which is something I'm considering. Well, when I say considering, I'm planning. And I think I will start with a special Loki Kickstarter project. And I'm trying to put things together. I was going to start it in April, but things took a downturn, as I said. So I'm so behind on everything. I literally am trying to catch up with myself, and it's impossible. But that's going to be happening soon. A special package, a special project with Loki and his master stuff, goodies. And it is going to have some surprises and some lovely exclusive cover. And I can't wait to share it with you because it's just going to be that good. Tanya's asking, are you thinking of trying the Cobra Plus program? Yes, absolutely. I was planning on going wide anyway at some point, or trying wide, because I tried it with Fresh Start, but it was free. So I made it free, and I wanted to kind of like expand my reach a little bit, and also books have cycles in Kindle Unlimited, and they've been out for so long. Some of the books have been out for so long that they're not earning as much, so I wouldn't be taking such a big hit if I moved them out of KU to try going wide. So I wanted to experiment with things and, do stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what I have time for. I mean, I'm planning so many things at the same time. It's a bit ridiculous, to be honest. But yeah, I will be trying Kobo Plus. I know a lot of people are saying they're going wide. I'm not sure if they are, but people are talking about going wide because of the last month on Kindle Limited was a bit of a hit financially, but that's not my reason anyway. I don't think that's sufficient data to go off. But I was planning on taking some of my old series out. It's allowed to be white. Sorry, I was mumbling there. Supposedly, it allows you to still be white. Yes, it does. They are not like Amazon. They don't require exclusivity, and that's the thing. I believe if Amazon allowed for, they're not going to, but if they allowed for books to not be exclusive and be in Kindle Unlimited, it would be a game changer for everyone. But I don't think they will change that because that's their marketing strategy, and I can't criticize that. That's what they do for themselves. That's what they decide for themselves, and we have no say in that. The other thing I'm doing this year is a lot of book signings, which I didn't expect to be doing that. I know that there was talks about some events going on after the pandemic, and I didn't think I would be going anywhere for a while. And then I got invites and stuff. So I'm doing Rare in London in July, which is going to be really exciting because I'm going to see Anka again, and I'm going to meet some great readers and authors, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm also going to Rare in Florence, and that's going to be interesting because I don't have a lot of Italian translations, although I'm in talks about getting some translations, but it's exciting and I can't wait. And I've been to Florence and it's a lovely, lovely place, and I can't wait to visit it again. And I'm going to be rooming with Anka in both London and Florence, and that's exciting. And we'll get up to some shenanigans, I'm sure. And then I'm going to GRL in Virginia this October, and I am looking forward to that trip, I'll tell you that. Because I don't know why I've got this obsession, but because it's in Virginia and it's where Cedarwood Beach is set, I'm super excited to go. So yeah, that's I'm just looking forward to being in Leo's, Andy's, and Nathan, Luke's, and Charlie's home state. It's exciting. I was trying to remember all the names, if you noticed. I do remember the names, but not under pressure. Anka says, I cannot wait. So many hugs in our future. Yes, indeed. Jack said, I think if they kept it exclusive for the first time, then it would be fairer. Yeah, absolutely. I think they could experiment with things, but I doubt they would, because it feeds their subscription. It's the same reason why Netflix doesn't give their stuff to other streaming platforms to do. So it's kind of the same principle. Raven says, yay, JRL. Oh, so you're going to JRL. We'll meet there. Janet, yes, we'll meet in person for the first time in JRL, though we talk all the time. We do video calls to discuss all my evil plans of world domination. Jacqueline says, would JRL, so she's going to JRL too. Yay. Tanga says, not with Anna, you cheating on your BFF. Well, it's not my fault, first of all. Second of all, it's not my fault because Anna was not going to come to London, or she was invited later. So I'd already roomed with Anka. Not that I mind, obviously, but not just so you can't say that I'm cheating on her. And Anna's not going to Florence anymore, so I'm not cheating. It's just what it is. Raven, yes, I am. Jan and Jacqueline and I will be getting up to trouble. I am sure you will be. And if you join Tang and Lisa, you will be forced to be reckoned with. Do you guys have any questions? That's all for me. I kind of covered everything. I made a rough plan of things to talk about in case I didn't have any questions, because I thought, oh, I'm going to go live and no one's going to have any questions for me, so I better do something, a bit of a plan. But you guys had loads of questions for me, so I'm glad that you did. And yeah, I've covered everything, I think. And unless you have any other questions, I am ready to log off and start cooking, I think. Maybe. See, this is water. I don't know what poison this is, but apparently I'm addicted to it now. because before I would always drink either coffee or tea or bubble tea or soft drinks, or how do you call them, sodas in America. So I've cut down on those, and I drink water mainly. I've cut down on alcohol as well. Not that I was drinking a lot, but yeah, I'm proud of myself. Sarah says, thank you for help on Maddox. Oh yeah. Email, love the animals, post quick as keep destroying. That's fine. Yeah, no, that's okay. Thank you for emailing me. I made a mistake when I sent a newsletter and said that because I started posting the chapters of Forever Asher daily on my YouTube channel, and I thought that it was further ahead than it actually was. So I think it was confusing. And when you look at the playlist, it tells you how many chapters are hidden because they're scheduled and not live yet. Sarah thought they were already live. They had already launched, and she couldn't see them. So she sent me an email on it, and I double checked my mistake basically. Tanya, Lisa, and I are angels. Yeah, sure you are. Just like I'm sure Jacqueline, Janet, and Raven are angels. Nah, you'll get along like a house on fire, I'm sure. There's so many people that, I mean, it's such a great event. It's such a great event, and such a great meeting of like-minded people. So I think everyone will get on like a house on fire. Anka, have to run. Have a great evening. Night, everyone. Good night, Anka, and thank you all for coming to see me, for logging in and keeping me company for, how long have we been live? 1 hour. Okay, perfect timing. Thank you all for keeping me company and for bringing your questions to me, and I hope you had fun. And, I think we need to be doing a lot more of these. I was going to do a live reading, but I decided against it. But I can do live readings as well if you want, especially of books that have not been published yet and things like that. Or if you have a favorite passage that you would like me to read, things like that. I would like to do more stuff like that. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the videos, comment, and any engagement I get on the channel helps more people discover it. And if you're watching on Facebook, I hope you had loads of fun as well. And you don't need to do anything, but you can go to my YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't. And that's all from me. Take care, Rhys. First time live reading. Yes, we should do that. I will do that. I'll arrange something. Right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. And we'll touch base soon, I'm sure.